Next is transportation in plants. Transportation in plants is carried out transportation of food, water and minerals, and transportation of food. We have already discussed in 9th standard that how do plants transport water and plants transport food. Plants transport water with the help of the tissues, xylem, and food is transported with the help of the tissue, phloem. In 9th standard we have learned how does xylem, there are different components of xylem, brachiates, parenchyma. There are many different components of xylem that helps in the transport of water in plants. Now in xylem already we have learned that the water is taken up from downside and it is moved toward the upper side. Now again its direction, in forms of direction, it is again divided into transpiration and root pressure. In the basis of its direction, it is divided into transpiration and root pressure. Now when you are coming to food, when the food is transported with the help of phloem. Food, where is food transported? From the green region to the non-green region. Green region, the food is produced in the green region with the help of photosynthesis process. From the green region, it comes down to the non-green region. That is, the roots also require energy for the suction of the water from the soil, for suction of minerals from the soil. So all this is carried out by the phloem. Now that process is known as translocation. So first we will learn in detail about water and minerals, that is the xylem process. So it is carried out by two ways, that is transpiration and root pressure. What happens in transpiration? In transpiration, suppose I have drawn a structure of tree. In tree there are different types of cells, different types of tissues. So these blocks you can consider as the cells. From the top of the tree, the cells end to the end of the tree, that is the downside region, that is towards the roots. Now what happens when the water is removed from the trees? This is known as transpiration. Removal of water, loss of water from the leaves or from the plant is known as transpiration. Now what happens during the process of transpiration? Now suppose this is the topmost region of the cell comes in contact with the outer surface, evaporation takes place. Evaporation mein kya hoga? The water molecules moves out. Now here the amount of water is less, so it will take water from here. So again from here water will move up, so the amount of water will be low over here. So ये यहाँ से लेगा, तो simultaneously this process will carried out, and the last region will take the water from the root. It will absorb the water from the soil, that with the help of the roots. So the lower water comes up with the help of osmosis process. How does the water move upside? With the help of osmosis process. And this way the process of transpiration is carried out. Next is the process of root pressure. In terms of root pressure, what happens? The plant contains what needs water plus minerals. Water is taken up from the soil and it requires some amount of minerals also. So this amount of minerals is used up. The roots use ATP. They also have ATP. They are forming the food. They are converting it in the form of energy. So they use up the ATP to take this water and minerals from the soil inside the plant and absorb the ions. When they are taking the minerals means they are taking up the ions from the soil. So solute concentration. So inside this plant, the concentration of the solute increases in the plant and the water moves in plant. And the water from downside moves inside the plants. And this process is known as endoosmosis because the concentration of water inside the plant is high and the concentration outside is less. This is known as active absorption, as plant use up the water, use of the ATP. As they are using the ATP, this process is known as the active absorption process. Now next, coming to the translocation process. Translocation means change, location means changing the position. Okay, now how do the phloem transport the food? The phloem transport the food from the green region to the non-green region. This green region is the leaf. From leaf, the food is transported. How they are transporting the food? With the help of ATP. Food means they are transporting the sucrose, the glucose they are transporting. They are transporting the sucrose with the help of ATP, with the help of energy from the ATP. Now what happens when it's transporting it? When it comes to this region, in this region the amount of sucrose will be higher. This region the amount of sucrose will be higher. The concentration of sucrose will be higher. The concentration of sucrose will be low over here. Now what happens at the same time? Now this is xylem is also present, phloem is present. Here water is present, so what happens? The water will move towards a high concentration region, that is with the help to the sucrose. So the sucrose and water will make a bond and they will be having higher concentration. When it is having higher concentration, it will move from higher concentration to lower concentration, that is high pressure to low pressure region, and when it is moving to the low pressure region and it will move to the non-break regions. Sucrose is moved to nearby phloem, active transport is carried out, concentration of sucrose increases and water concentration decreases. Shifting of water, now what happens? The water will shift towards the high concentration sucrose region and high pressure to low pressure. Now the food content is moved from sucrose, is moved from high pressure to low pressure. So this is only basic things that is that you are learning in this transpiration or transportation in plants. So don't going into further detail into transportation of plants.